I think if people would actually take you more seriously and say, I see you're hurting, and give you more instruction on how to handle the hurt. For me, for my child, and anybody out there with their kid, if you could take them as seriously as possible. Because even when they're little, if you take them seriously now, then when the big things are happening to them, when they're being bullied or they feel like they have nowhere to turn, you're the one they can go to because you took them seriously. It's important to start when they're young to open that, open communication. So that way when it's important and it's scary, that you're the person that they can go to, that you're their safe place. It was hard for me to open up, and I think half the things that happened to me in middle school and elementary, middle, and beginning of high school, I even told my mom half the things that I went through. I told her I hated school. I remember telling her I hate it, don't make me go back there. These kids are awful. I started being picked on maybe 5th grade, because kindergarten through about 2nd, 3rd grade, everybody's pretty nice, right? Everybody kind of gets along. They don't start getting rough, I guess, at that young age. I went to a private school, and so most of the kids that went there, their parents could afford the tuition to send them to high school or private school, so that they had nice clothes, and they were not well-off-to-do kids, but they were better off-to-do, I guess, than we were. My mom was a teacher at the school, so I was there for free. So I'm the kid there in hand-me-down clothes. And when I was 8 years old, I ended up with glasses. I get a little older, and then I get braces. Fast forward to 7th grade. The summer before 7th grade, I'd gone to the beach, and I got my first 2-piece bathing suit. That was tough stuff, And I'm building a sandcastle, and my mom looks at me and says, something's wrong. Her back does not look right. So she takes me to the doctor, and I'm diagnosed with scoliosis. My spine looks like an S. I've cut 2 curves in it. One's 27 degrees and the other's 30. They kind of even each other out, so I'm not crooked, and it wasn't noticeable right away. I was getting x-rays, they saw it, and then I'm straight off down to Manassas to this prosthetic place to get fitted for a back brace. It's called a Boston back brace. So I had this back brace that was like a prosthetic, super strong plastic, and I had to kind of squeeze into it every day. I had to wear it 23 hours a day for 4 years, through my growing years, so it didn't get worse, basically. For one day, maybe 2 days, the kids cared. Oh man, she's going through something awful, and they were all sweet and kind, and not that, but I don't know, it was weird. They were nice to me for the first time in a long time. But then I was just a bigger freak than ever after that. I remember one time I leaned up against a kid's desk, and I must have touched his pencil, and he came up and smacked it off the desk and said, oh my God, I can't ever touch that again, because she touched it. The worst part for me was just, they decided I was ugly, very ugly. And I believed it wholeheartely. And no matter what your family says, because that's their job, right? Your family's supposed to say you're beautiful. Your family's supposed to say that you're lovely and wonderful. But every kid in this world innately needs to be accepted by their peers. I still, to this day, look in the mirror and see the things that they said about me. It's so hard to change that, even as an adult, and it haunts you the rest of your life. One of the worst times, I was 9th grade, maybe 10th grade. The cutest boy in the class came up to me. We were at a basketball game, because I was trying to be involved. I played basketball, I did cheerleading. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be a part of the team. But the cutest boy in the class came up, and he leaned up against the wall, all suave, and said, Deborah, will you go to homecoming with me? I couldn't breathe. I was taken aback. I was like, there's no way he's asking me to homecoming. I whispered, because I finally got my voice. I said, yes. And then he broke out into this big smile and this grin. You think I would actually ask you to homecoming? I don't know if it was a dare or a bet or what, but I was in pieces after that. If we could just get kids to trust that we will hear them and that we will care and actually believe them and take what they say with weight, I think that would go a really long way.